Okay, so here's our data we've been using, and we had our y-axis over here, our y values, and our x over here. So we're going to have to change. We're going to use the same data, except we're going to change it uh, when we make a chart, because I don't know why. If we don't do that, then our formula is going to be quite different. So Excel wants the x axis on the left side and the y axis over here. So make sure you put your advertising over here and the quantity sold right next to it on the right side. Okay, so what we're going to do, and make sure you do that first, just move everything around, uh, highlight everything, and then go over to insert, and then go over here to charts, and click the first one up here. Now we need to find the trend line. So what you got to do is you got to click in there in the chart title, and then you'll see a quick layout up here. This is what I like to do. There's other ways to do it, but this is quicker. So go quick layout, and you can see down the third one and the third over here. Just click that, and we have a trend line. All right, we don't need this right here. But we do have our slope and y-intercept here. You can see that. So let's go ahead and move this and make it a little bigger so you can see it. Have to go to home, and then this thing right here, it'll just make everything a little bit bigger. Okay, and let's make it bold and try to get it out of the way a little bit. Uh, Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Okay. Okay, later you can change the chart title. Okay, so go ahead and right click on the trend line, and format the trend line. Uh, Hit the fill and line thing here, icon, and we want a solid line, and we want it to be red, and we want it to be a little bit bigger, but we don't want these dashes here, so change it to a regular old line. That's pretty big. Anyway, let's make it a little bit smaller. Okay, that looks good. So we have everything here, and we're going to find out what all this means. So, as you can see here, let's put this over here. I got to get this move this over here. Okay, move it over there. And you can go. All right, so everything looks pretty good here. So what we want to do is we want to get some numbers, and here's the results explained. For okay, for every unit increase in advertising, our item sales will increase by 1.22, and that shows in our linear equation here and our slope. And if the advertising budget is zero, then the item sold will be 938, and which is our b value here, our y. So this is totally our y and slope and intercept. Now we want a correlation. The correlation shows the strength of the relationship between the two variables, and we can see. And to do this, you just use this formula up here, equals CORREL. And let me show you this again. So we actually show you how to do that. CORREL. And it'll open up parentheses here. So what you got to do is first get this thing out of the way. Uh-oh. Okay. Should get that out of the way first. Okay, let's get that out of the way first so we can work. All right. Okay. Uh, move over. Thank you. All right. So a correlation, we can get our correlation by doing equals Correl, and then a parentheses here. So it says down here, it says array one. Okay, array one is just our x values right here. Our x values right here. And then put a comma in there. You have to do that. Now, next it'll say array two, which is this stuff right here. And you can do this with any combination of these variables here. If you want to compare the price unit or the average age with advertising or quantity sold, etc. Okay. So what are we doing? Okay, we got to close that parentheses up, push enter, and you can see our correlation is what we have here. So this means there's a pretty strong correlation. And we did regression before. Remember, we did the regression and the coefficients. You recognize these numbers? Yep, same thing. Correlation and coefficient are quite related to each other in Excel. And just remember that we want to have our x values are x-axis here, and next to it our y-axis. Otherwise, you'll get a very strange result over here. So this is our slope and our y-intercept. Now let's check this to see if this is correct. Our slope, here you do it like this, slope, S-L-O-P-E. And it's going to ask you for the y. So first do the y, and then comma, and then the x. And then close it up. Push your enter button, and it's you can see it's 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. So that's our slope. Let's just call that slope. And then we'll do our intercept. Okay, so actually equal intercept. Boy, Excel just does everything for you. You don't need to use your brain. Yeah, and down here it'll give you it'll tell you what to do here. That y, do the y, and then down here it'll say do the x. Make sure you put that comma in there, and then do your x. Yep. Okay, close it up, hit enter, and as you can see, it's same. Our y-intercept and our slope is the same as our formulas down here that we did. All right, so again, the results explain for every unit increase in advertising, our item sales will increase by 1.22. And if the advertising budget is 0, the items sold will be 938. And remember this from linear algebra. So what it is that the y, this is our slope formula, and every time you put a different value in x, it'll change the slope slightly in our data, and it'll change some of the values. So you can experiment around and change your x values, change your y values, and see what happens. Now this will be good for your business. If the business gives you a bunch of data and they want to know what's going on, you can do this and show them. And hopefully they will pay you for doing this because you're helping them make money.